Power Rangers Playback! Hi, how are you, Miss Katerina?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Just to start off and say hello to everybody, we have a fantastic guest today.
We sure do.
Most of you, because some of you already know who he is, we worked with Scott on Power Rangers. He not only is a fantastic person, but a phenomenal director.
Yes, he's so easy to work with. It's like we just were so in sync with each other.
Yeah.
He knew exactly how to get us in and out as quick as possible.
Well, because I can't speak for you, but I didn't really have any voiceover experience. I didn't know how to go inside and stand inside the box and speak if I was too close, and he made it very, very easy and
comfortable.
Fun.
Yeah. Yes. He was our training ground.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And without further ado,
our wonderful friend Scott Page-Pagter.
Yay!
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hi Scotty. How are you?
I'm lovely. It's always great to see you girls.
You're lovely. Yes, you are.
Oh, my faves.
I know we've known each other for what, 26 years now?
Very long time.
Long time.
At least, yeah.
95 I met. Yeah, 95.
Yes.
It's a long time.
Good start.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to just recently? Anything you want to share before we start diving into questions?
Sure, let's figure out what's that clicking noise?
Oh, it is Super Chat.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's us, and I was going to try to see how to.
And I can't see that.
You can see the chats if you look on the side. Yeah, the Super Chats are the ones that are highlighted. And
I got nothing there. That's weird.
Oh, you should be able to see them all.
Yeah, if you go to the live chat.
Oh, well, there's some way to do that, I'm sure.
But tell us what you've been up to since Power Rangers, real quick.
Well, Power Rangers,
and
I was...
a little bit of your experience with Power Rangers.
I did Power Rangers till 2002, up until the... I should have looked it up. Oh, my God, the brain damage. Well, I did it
Wild Force? Was it Wild Force?
Wild Force, yes.
Yes.
Oh, my God. And that's funny. The funny thing about Wild Force is that's when Disney took over, and they wouldn't take publicity pictures, so there was no pictures of anybody. So I went on the set, got all the Rangers stand together, and took a picture with my little digital camera, and that's what they used for all their shots.
Oh, that's so funny.
To this day, it's hysterical, isn't it?
Wow.
Hello.
You should be making some money from that.
Yeah, that's how it works with those people. Then I freelanced. I directed some anime stuff, and I directed things here and there. And then I got a job at Mattel in 2006 and was there for 12, 13 years, because you guys know, because I brought a lot of you in and to do stuff. And then 2018, I left Mattel, or they broke up with me. And then I've been directing stuff for Netflix and a company called Bang Zoom, and I'm in the middle of 3 projects right now. So it's cranking, it's busy.
So what are some of the shows that you directed at Mattel?
I did it. Well, I was in charge of voices for all product, and then I did the singing and a lot of the different movies, the Barbie movies, and a lot of the arrangements for vocals and stuff. And then I did music for all the product as well, and I did the voice of Slimer in the toy for that, so that was kind of fun. And all the every Mattel thing, Hot Wheels, you were Barbie. What were you in, Kat? What did I have you do?
I did the Password Journal, the toy. I did a few of your toys, the Fairy Princess something. There was some Fairy Princess movie I did voice for. What was that? I don't remember what it was.
That's probably a Barbie thing.
Yeah, something Barbie.
I don't know. It's all kind of a blur. I look at the list sometimes. It's like I did 200-300 toys a year for 14 years or whatever it was.
Wow.
So you'd lose track.
Now, how did you get into this industry? Did you start out in music, or how did you get into it?
Yeah, I'm a musician. I was trying to be a rock and roll star. That's how my name's so confusing, because my name's Scott Pagter, and no one could say Pagter, so I changed it to Scott Page. Just took a couple letters out. And so that was fine for a couple of years. When I first started, you probably knew me as Scott Page when you first came on. And then there was too many other Scott Pages. So I'm a keyboard player, as you can see. You can probably see my keyboard here.
And ivories.
I was getting calls from Pink Floyd because they wanted the sax player named Scott Page, and I got calls from Mick Fleetwood because they wanted the sax player Scott Page. And then a friend of mine was involved with Supertramp, and they wanted the sax player Scott Page, but they wanted me too. So he and I would go to the Supertramp things, and then there's a drummer named Scott Page too. So they were trying to get us to form the Scott Page band, all songs by Scott Page and all original. But so it got to be too confusing when I was getting calls from this guy's girlfriends or groupies in Paris. So I changed it back to Pagter and became a hyphenated, and it's been there ever since.
That's interesting.
As a musician, then I got into post-production because I learned audio engineering for music, and then decided I would do post-production when I realized that was the future. And I brought a lot of people in who followed me in doing it. So then I got into Saban as a sound effects editor, and actually I got in as the ADR engineer director, and then sound effects, and then the Power Rangers opportunity came. Even though none of us thought the show would get on the air, it was right by my house. So I said, okay, I'll take it up there, and the rest is history. Obviously.
Now, how did you learn all the equipment and all the stuff? I mean, it's a pretty detailed.
I'm a musician. I deal with all that as a keyboard player, especially. You deal with all that stuff all the time, all the engineering stuff. And then back then you could kind of lie your way into post-production. A friend of mine's a really big sound effects editor. And I mean, like probably the biggest or top 2 or 3 in the world. And so he kind of talked me enough to get in. And Saban asked him to work for them, and he said no, but he knows somebody. So he got me in. I was like 25 or something at that time. And so what I didn't know, I faked my way and learned there. And my friend Johnny Valentino got the job there, and he knew just a little bit more than I did. So we lied with each other and had a rugged time.
I have to say, it's such a nice memory from doing ADR with you because, when we were working, it was so fast-paced and everything was just so chaotic, and we didn't know what scenes we were doing for what. And when we'd come and see you, it was calm and it was fun and it was just organized. And so we really appreciated our days with you in the ADR.
There's a lot more screwing around with my people than there was with yours.
Yes, it was fun. It was fun and relaxing,
Yeah.
So.
For those that
Jason used to like hiding there. So.
For those that don't understand what ADR stands for, can you explain that to people, Scott?
Yes, it's automatic dialogue replacement. What it is basically replacing all the dialogue that either is bad in production or in Power Rangers' case, where the shows could be up to 80% Japanese footage. Not so much with you guys, but a lot of the earlier ones even they were. That's 80% of the shows being redone. And my department was rewriting it, writing the whole scripts, and then I'd cast and hire and direct everyone to do the voices. And I'm still doing that for the Netflix movies and the anime and stuff I'm doing right now.
Do you know all this time I thought it stood for audio digital recording? I didn't know it was stood.
That's why I was like, Scott, can you? Because I just knew it as ADR, and I know that it's confusing for so say that what it stands for again. Automated
dialogue replacement.
Automated dialogue replacement.
There's some other term it stands for too, but it's the same thing. Because it used to be, that's why it's called looping in most places. It used to be when it was film, they put a film on a loop and just you'd keep watching it over and over and keep saying it until you got it one time and they just record it. They go, okay, that one's good. And then they'd go cut that to the film.
Okay.
So that's how it became automated because you just watch it over and over in circles.
Yeah.
But I can't believe you guys didn't know that.
No, I know
because we always knew it as audio. I knew it was audio replacement, but I didn't know the exact term. Maybe I knew it back in the day. I don't know. But before we get to the questions, I just wanted to personally thank you live for everyone because I've said this I think before. After I left Power Rangers, you moved over to Mattel and you remembered your friends, and to me that's a true friend that you would even give us an opportunity to audition and bless us with jobs. I mean, it was through you that I ended up getting, my first Barbie job. And I remember there was one audition. I was thinking about that the other day when I was driving, where you said something like it was for those dolls, those really known dolls. It wasn't Barbie. It was one of those other really well known dolls, and it was for a commercial. American Girl. American Girl.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, your direction to me was so that people couldn't. It was just a great direction. I'll just put it that way. And I ended up booking ended up booking 3 commercials from that, 3 different American Girl commercials, and then it went on to booking Mermaid's Tale 1, and then Mermaid's Tale 2, and then they just asked me to do Barbie's Life in the Dream House. But that is all because of your little head, Scott. So thank you.
Yes. Are you still doing those stuff with them?
No. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Anne's still there, isn't she?
Anne is still there. Yeah. And we just finished a movie, a Barbie movie. It's kind of a spin-off of Barbie's Dreamhouse Adventures, which is a completely different cast, as you know. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's a younger version per se. So somebody else is playing the role of Nikki, but they brought me in to play Principal Miller, which has been fun. And so we just finished a movie. I don't know when it's going to be released, but yeah.
Well, all the stuff I fought at Mattel, I fought for years to get to be like Disney, where you have a consistent cast, and even if it's not you, it's got to be someone who sounds like that character.
Yeah.
We fought forever to get Barbie the same, to get everything the same, and then as soon as I'm gone, it goes away.
Yeah. The girl that plays Nikki now, she looks like she's 19 or so. They were all pretty young. And her voice is a lot more, more raspy than mine. We sound nothing alike.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is fine. It was just fine. I originated the character, so.
And she was funny.
There you go.
She was funny. My kids loved her.
That was my favorite.
Thank you. All right, let's get to the questions. We have a super chat here, if I can click on it.
How come I can't see that?
It's,
you got to scroll down, maybe?
I see chat.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, well, this one is just a shout out. Thomas Powell is one of our channel members. So,
thank you, Thomas.
Super chat. Raise them up high.
Oh, we forgot to tell you about the super chat dance.
I think he's seen it because he's.
I've seen it, but I can't learn it. But
give us a sample.
I'll watch and remember.
Come on, Scott. Where's your courage?
I don't remember. As you do the shoot. Yeah.
Yes. Just like that. All right. Here's another super chat from Ben Hamilton. Super chat. Raise them up high. Woohoo! Will the real Scott Page please stand up?
She's over there. All right. Here. Come here, Lily.
Oh, Lily. This is his softball puppy. She's so beautiful.
She walked away.
Aw, Lily.
She told me I had to call her agent.
One of our channel members says, Scott, can you play the PR theme on the keyboard?
Yeah, but it's not my theme.
Go Power Rangers! Go Power Rangers! You mighty Morphin Power Rangers! Yeah!
Oh, Lily! Hi, Lily. I posted a picture of Lily today on my page from when we visited you. Scott has a amazing vineyard, winery, say. And Nakia and I went and visited you, didn't we? Last year? No, 2 years ago. 2019.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it was 2019.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah, but besides everything else I do is I'm a winemaker and a small winery and a tasting room in Old Town Newhall, which is right by where you guys shot some of the Western scenes at the Melody Ranch.
Yes.
Yeah. And
of your wine bar.
It's a tasting room. Yeah, it's a winery that it's different than a wine bar. Oh. We can only sell my wine, and we share it with another winery. So there's 2 wineries there, and hopefully it's going to open back up soon because we're getting killed like everybody else in small businesses.
Actually, Carol was telling us we should come with you. Went to visit her, and she said she'd give us some of her wine.
Yeah, her place is ridiculous.
Yeah,
really nice. The one, all of them.
All of them. How many are there? Oh, yeah, that many.
That many.
Yeah, and
it's at the one in Malibu. We should come to the one in Malibu.
we definitely would go there.
I would prefer the one in Cancun myself, but
well, the one in Paso is like a big mansion in the middle of a vineyard, and then she has these cabins she rents out that are really nice.
Wow,
it's great. I love Carol.
Yeah,
I spoke to her yesterday because we do some wine stuff together. So we're doing the Tempranillo, which is a grape varietal this year that we're splitting. That's being made from her place, and a rosé. Got my agent here. Sydney says hi.
Hello. Hi. Okay, we have another super chat here. One of our channel members, Bolton Biggs. Super chat, raise them up high.
Bolton says, "Hey Scott, I'm a big fan of Power Rangers. I wondered there was a spelling error. I wondered how was working on the show, and my two favorite monsters you did work on was Pyrantis Head from season 2 and Porto."
Yeah, well, it was great. Working on that show was fantastic. I had the best job on the show, really. And my engineer and another voice director, David Walsh, used to say, especially when the show was ending, goes, we need to apply for new jobs. Let's just put down wanted full-time pay, part-time work.
Yeah, it's true.
So it was really fun. I mean, for a while there, it was crazy. We were doing 3 or 4 shows at a time. I was doing Beetleborgs and Power Rangers and Troopers and Master Rider and something else. Like they all overlapped. We had a big staff of directors, and I was kind of more supervising then. Yeah. But it was I had so much fun, and doing the voices I loved. Piranha's Head was my first one, and because I kind of had to prove that I could do it, because that's when I started directing from Tony Oliver. And even though I worked in the pilots for years, but we loved doing the show. Piranha's Head is too screamy.
What did he do? You remember how he sounded? Would you be able to?
Piranha's Head. I mean, I'll blow you up.
Oh.
Okay,
how about Porto?
I'll try it. You go. Have fear! The Paxter's here. And then Porto was just real quiet. And that was what to Carol still. It was, yes, my queen. What can I do for you? Whatever you want. So that was during
That is so good. I don't know that I've heard you do voices, Scott. You've always directed me that I don't think I've ever heard you do voices. I love it.
I did voices on every year of Power Rangers and on every show that I did with Saban. And I've done a lot of the movies I've done. Wow. But I mean, it's not really what I'm known for, obviously. I'm known for the directing from you guys, especially.
Yes.
I did probably every Ranger's voice when people couldn't make it or something had a mix.
Really?
Every girl, every guy, like I'd love fight scene or something.
So you did me?
Oh, yeah.
What did I sound like?
The deer! You remember one of them where we had the actors come in and you say their name for their Kia sound.
Yes.
Yours just happened to be perfect for
yes.
them.
Yeah.
It definitely was. I would love to hear how you sounded like this one.
Yeah.
With a little soft Australian.
Have you traveled far?
That is Kat.
Yes.
All right. Let me see. I keep flashing it on and then Tim! Hi, Tim! Super chat! Raise them up high! Hi, Scott! Why wasn't Porto seen with Divatox and Rygog in the last episode of In Space Countdown Destruction when they were battling the Alien Rangers? That is a very detailed question.
Yes.
I remember that it was something happened with the suit. Or were they used to shoot the movie then? I can't remember.
The last episode of Divatox.
In space.
Oh, yeah. So that wasn't a movie because they didn't have.
Okay, then that's the last. Well, I'm sure that something happened to the outfit or there's a budget reason they couldn't do it. But unfortunately, the difference between me and you guys is that you maybe did 100 episodes or however many you did, and I did 500 of Power Rangers and 100 of this and 200 of that. I can't remember all the details. I really need to go back and watch this stuff again just to see what I did. Because I'm finding old songs now and going, oh yeah, I remember that. I could remember how to play it. And I'm sure if I went back and watched the shows, I'd be the same thing. But a lot of them.
It's been fun when we watch our episodes because it brings back all these memories that we didn't, like,
yeah.
Gosh, I remember that day. Or yeah.
And that's the whole thing. We always remember the day of shooting more than the episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was on the set a lot hanging out with everybody. And I remember the nut job thing was happening down there, and he was doing something silly. It was much more fun remembering that than remembering the actual what happened with the show. You were doing 3 or 4 shows at a time, right? Weren't you?
Yeah. We would film 3 in a cluster. So over 2 weeks, or 10 days, even 3 episodes. So that was like we wouldn't know what episode we were doing. We'd be shooting, and then they'd say, "Go change. We're going to shoot episode 520." Like,
and here's your size.
What's my name? Yeah.
What are some memorable things from being on the set that you can think of that you'd like to share?
The memorable stuff. I mean, it's the most prominent one that comes to mind was during a later season. It was during Lightspeed Rescue, which is Sean Johnson, all those knuckleheads, and Billy Gibbons, who's the guitar player from ZZ Top, was trying to hit on somebody on the show, shall we say? And so I said, well, ask him if he wants to do a monster voice. And he goes, yeah, I'll do a monster voice. And he came up and did a monster voice.
Oh, that's cool.
He walks up at 10 in the morning with a big ice chest full of beer. Starts popping around. All right, Scott, let's do this. And so we became kind of friends after that. And he went down to the set and was hanging out on the set and destroyed shooting for the day. And then then Paul Rosenthal and me and David Walsh, all the musicians, they're all in my office giving him a guitar to try and play with him. And he'd already gone through a few of those beers by then, so it was an interesting time.
How did it turn out?
It turned out so weird. I think I might have a 3/4 copy of it. I didn't throw it away, but they're all bad by now. But I'm going, okay, Billy, walk in. And if you guys know ZZ Top, he has this one song that goes, ow, 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 ow. And so I said, walk in and go, ow, ow, with each step. And he goes, I don't get it. But then we ended up having to erase him after we finished it because Saban wouldn't agree to take the clause out of the contract that says we can use this in a record. And I said, they're never going to, Billy. They're not going to do it. He's going, but my attorney just got to take it out. I go, well, they won't do it. I go, the press they threw away on that.
Oh, wow.
It was absurd.
Yeah.
So there's bunches of things that maybe that might be the biggest. We had stars come all the time. We wanted to.
Yeah, we had Elvis
Rangers.
Priscilla Presley's husband. Direct.
Elvis.
Yeah, not Elvis.
On the show when I was there.
Yeah.
Who?
He was. He did an episode of Turbo, I believe. He was tall. I don't remember his name. It was her second husband after Elvis, obviously. And we were all like, oh my gosh.
He was friends with her.
Yeah, he was friends with her.
He was trying to produce some record with her. And it was like.
Oh.
I don't remember. My goodness, I don't remember. So we have another super chat for you from Thomas. Super chat, raise him up high.
Thomas says, "Hi Scott, I would like to be a director. Any advice? Also, is it hard directing?"
What kind of director? A voice director?
Well,
he wants to direct it on camera too. But.
I think he's interested in doing both. He's one of our channel members, and he talks about directing. So I think from voice to film to television. So
directing on camera stuff and television and film is, which I've done my share of. I directed the last season of Power Rangers. Jonathan let some of us go direct parts of episodes. So I was lucky because I was the only one that Jonathan. He didn't do it. He didn't change anything I shot, which is amazing. Wow. So, but directing, you have to be a big picture person and see how everything fits together, especially if you're shooting television with the 3 clusters. Although I don't know if anybody did that besides Power Rangers, but because it's so much information, and you have to be able to put all these things together. And that's the same thing in a microcosm for the voice stuff. Is that you have to be able to see when I know what your line is. I have to know what her line is 4 times later, and this person's line and what's coming up, so how they all lead, so I can get the right inflection. That's why I was kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. I'd give reads to people, and certain people didn't like it, but I didn't care because I needed to get this inflection. You can act it however you want, but get the inflection the way it needs to be, so it leads to this person or sets up that person. Yeah. And you guys wouldn't know that. Not that you wouldn't personally. It's just that you wouldn't know what the script was. You wouldn't know what the whole thing was because you weren't given that opportunity. Yeah. It wasn't a matter of knowledge. It was a matter of speed.
Right.
So I was the captain of that speedboat. the part of that speedboat. Getting into it, the directing is really hard. Everyone stumbles into it. It's like anything in any talent business, music, acting, singing, whatever, or behind the scenes. It's a given that you have to be talented. It's a given you have to be good at what you do. I'm a really good keyboard player. I'm good at the voice directing. That's a given. Now after that, you get lucky or you don't.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. The opportunities.
It shows up. You got to be ready for the opportunity, but you either got lucky or you didn't. Right. I did a lot of music for film and television, and then it kind of dried up just because I don't even know why. Because I was working on my day job too much, which was you guys.
Right.
But it's just a matter of getting luck. But I got lucky in the directing because Tony Oliver came to Saban when I was working there already, and they brought him in as a background writer, a writer for something, and then he started directing way back when Saban used to be in a little white junky building on Ventura Boulevard. And Tony came in, and then we became friends. Then when the Power Rangers thing started, he was doing that, and I was working on other projects. And then he didn't want to be a director anymore, so I was like, okay. I went to Valencia right away and started directing and writing. And at that point, I was directing and engineering, which I don't recommend, even though a lot of cheap places are making everyone do that nowadays.
Right.
So if you want to be just a voice director, you got to know a bunch of people in it who think you're good. And if you've never done it, that's going to be a hard nut to crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. If you want to be a film director, go to school and learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Sasha's husband did that.
Good advice. Yeah. We'll have another super chat from Joshua Johnson. Super chat! Raise them up high! Was Patricia, who played Cassie, supposed to take Valerie Vernon's place as the Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger, or was it always meant to be Melody Perkins?
I guess it doesn't matter now, huh? It's all out in the open.
Ooh!
Yeah, they brought Patty back to do it, and then something happened.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. And then, they brought her back for something. I think it was that. And then it didn't work, so they brought Melody back at that point in time.
Really?
Wait, so Melody we didn't even know any of this.
No.
So Melody was originally cast, and then they brought...
Now, Melody was playing Astronema, right? She was the bad girl.
In space, yeah.
Yeah. And then when Valerie got sick, I think they decided they're going to bring... I think they're really bringing Patty in. I'm not 100% sure. They're bringing Patty to replace somebody. And it was right around that time. And then I remember they shot one day over in the what's that area over where they have the wind tunnel over
Bronson Caves?
Yeah, Rocketdyne.
Yeah.
Over there. Yeah, they remember shooting there for a couple of days. Then all of a sudden she was gone, and I wasn't privy as to what really happened. These people had there's weird stuff that always happened, but then all of a sudden they brought in
Melody.
Astronomy.
Melody.
Yeah, Melody. Wendy Perkins, brain damage. Yeah. Melody and I were great friends. Then she's like, I haven't heard from her in a long time.
There was, which cast? Because there was another. Was it for Turbo, where there was originally a different Pink Ranger before Patricia? They got fired right before starting.
Was it Turbo or was it Space?
Was it?
It happened. It happened not more than once. There's like 2 or 3 times where they hired someone that it didn't work out,
and then they brought somebody else in. It was Serena, the Yellow Ranger in Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, Serena got brought in for that. Yeah. For sure. She replaced somebody else.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, just like the original Pink Ranger or Yellow Ranger in
Audrey.
NPR. Yeah, she was there for the first ADR session I did, and then when they started shooting, gone.
Yeah, she said that she chose to leave. Okay. Okay. Right on. We're gonna move on to.
I don't know. I heard stories.
Okay.
Think about Saban at that point in time. If there was ever any question about money, what happened?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Our.
Okay, you get it. So it could be $50. It could be 5,000. Okay, 500,000. It's the same reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. Thomas has another question. Super chat, raise them up high.
Scott, why did Power Rangers use Super Sentai footage and not create their own style?
Which was Super Sentai? That's the original stuff?
That's
the
Japanese.
The original footage, yeah.
Money. Because the Japanese stuff, they had so much great footage that here would cost $200,000-$300,000 an episode that they could get that footage for nothing or for next to nothing. And so there was totally money. They could make this show that would be a $500,000 show for $50,000.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason. And that's why they use the footage, and that's why they started changing the stories every year, because they did in Japan.
Right. Yeah, and they had to work the monsters into the storylines. Like, that's why some of the storylines are so out there. You're like, how did they come up with that?
Right.
Well, yeah, and plus a lot of them with the first few years when they kept the same cast or changed a little bit with you, and then they started the footage didn't match up anymore what the people were doing. So that's when they started making these crazy monsters out of whatever leftover parts there were and shooting a lot more here. But the show had become so much more popular that they could get the budget out of Fox to do it, I guess, at that point in time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what they were just kludging monsters together and whatever they could figure out they got.
Did you? So you knew?
Do you remind me?
Huh? Yes, I know. I saw that. I love it.
Lord's in a couple of the old props back there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Very cool.
That's it. Monster
heads. So we talked a little bit about, obviously, the actors. If you ask for any kind of money, can I get $5? Can I get a $5 inflation on check? Yeah. Did you experience that as a ADR director, that if you asked for any type of raise or anything like that, or did you ever ask for?
For me personally?
Yeah.
No, because I didn't work for NPR. I worked for Saban directly. I was a Saban employee. And that's why a certain person wanted to fire me at one point in time. And he was told where he can stick it because I didn't work for him.
Interesting.
And so because I worked for Saban, I was doing all the shows, and we had a nice working arrangement from that point on. So.
Wow. We're learning some new stuff here, Scott.
We sure are.
Now, maybe I was too strong, not necessarily fire me, but they didn't want to have to be responsible for any of my budget. And when I asked for my raises came, I didn't really ask. I was doing okay. I was getting paid a good 10% of what a real producer on a real show. If you get down to it, if I would have gotten paid what regular producers get paid, I'd be well retired doing 500 episodes of Power Rangers and everything else.
Right.
I think all of us.
Yeah, we'd be living the good life, like
friends.
Yeah, like friends.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, something like that. All right. Super chat, raise them up high. This is from Allison Briggs, which is one of our channel members. Hi guys, Scott. What was one of your favorite memories from working on Power Rangers outside of the one that you? Well,
I'll go back to the ADR stage. Well, two of them that you guys will appreciate. 2 words.
It was when I walked in the room.
Nude dubbing. Do you remember nude dubbing?
The who?
Nude dubbing.
Yes, I do remember that.
I do.
Yeah, it was
funny.
Yeah. I take my shirt off back when you could do that.
And you did get me one time when I walked in. I don't think it was you though. I think it might have been like David Yost or one of the actors was in there. Boxers, and I walked in and I was like,
especially if we both be sitting there with our shirts off and it looks like there's 2 naked people.
Yeah.
That was silly. But I had a great time always during the early days with Bob Manahan, who was doing the voice of Zordon, and Rito Pulsa, which was Bob. Oh, I his name all of a sudden. But anyway, these guys were the funniest people, and we would just get nothing done and laugh for the whole session, and have to stay an extra hour on for free just to get the thing done. But there was so much laughing in the ADR stage, always with you guys, with everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. We had a lot of fun.
We did. A lot of great memories. I just sitting here talking to you, I mentally go back there and I see the screen in front of us. I see the box. I see you guys sitting over there. What was the name of the your coworker with the dark hair? David.
David Walsh, yeah.
How is he doing?
He's directing for another company, directing in engineering at what's called down in the valley. He's doing well. He was working at all these different companies, so he's survived.
Okay, good.
He's also an incredible guitar player.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not good. He's incredible. He's really good. But he and I were in bands when we were 15.
Wow.
And so that's why I got him into post-production and taught him how to do this stuff. And he's doing well with it.
Was it Annabeth? Was that her?
Anna Britt?
Anna Britt, yes.
Oh, I remember her.
Anna Britt. How's she?
She's moved back east somewhere last I heard.
Wow.
And doing well.
Wait.
Everyone survived.
Yeah.
David Barr, I don't know if he worked with you guys.
No.
No, he was after that.
Yeah.
Well, we had a bunch of different people that have all done well. Ernie Sheasley did. He's a big mixer for animation now.
Is Tony still producing?
Is who?
Tony Oliver?
Yeah, Tony's at Bang Zoom where I'm working mostly right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and he's a big wig over there, and he's been there for 20 years probably.
Wow.
So he's been doing lots and lots of shows for him, and he teaches a lot of voiceover classes. Actually, so if people want to get into voiceover,
my son does. I should send him to Tony.
Bang Zoom is the place. They have a class called Adventures in Voiceover or something like that, and then they bring a lot of people in, especially if people are into anime. They do a lot of that, or if people want to get me tapes or whatever. If it's I've been actually making a lot of demo tapes for Power Rangers lately, which is kind of strange, but fun. Yeah, Walter Jones, I just did one for, and I saw Keith the other day, Keith Robinson, and because I posted something on my Facebook by accident about the winery, and because I usually keep them very separate, and all these Power Rangers people saw it, they wanted to come up and get some wine, so that was kind of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good.
Next,
we have been there. Just so everybody knows, we have been there.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
Yes.
Lots of all my friends have been there. Rangers.
Juha?
Did you see? I was starting the super chat. Raise them up high.
Juha Bach. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Hi. So when I was like 6, Diva Talks was my first crush. LOL. If she was a real person, what type of girlfriend would she be? Oh, I think she'd be like a dominatrix.
I think she'd be telling you what to do all day and every day.
Oh, yeah.
A total nag.
Yes.
And
she'd be over the top and bossy, but no one would listen to her.
Yes, exactly.
Or they pretend they're listening to her, and then nothing would happen.
Yes, good. All right.
Another super chat from
Chanzo.
our channel member, Chanzo Tambuzi.
Super chat! Raise them up high! Yeah, Scott! All right. What should we do as fans with PR leaving Netflix? Do we need to make signs and stand outside of Hasbro? Do we need to send emails? What do you suggest?
Power Rangers leaving Netflix?
Yeah. Yeah, they're taking them. They're taking off most of the seasons. They're leaving a few, like the original,
and then the original Beast Morphers, Ninja Steel, that's staying, but everything else they're taking off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I tried doing stuff when Disney bought the company and sent it to New Zealand, and it got me in deep trouble because I think I gave. Well, I tried to get people to get a hold of Disney and say, don't stick the show away because it'll go down in quality. And they don't care. They got money from New Zealand. They moved there. And I thought it definitely did not live up to the standard right after when it went away. And it's still a good show. It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
I know that with ADR and a lot of these shows now, they're letting the actors just saying, okay, go home, record your part, send it in. And so there's no one paying attention to continuity. There's no one seeing how the puzzle pieces fit together. And I personally can hear it, but
did they offer to take you to New Zealand?
Yeah, I was supposed to go to New Zealand. They wanted me to do ADR and do music, and then it fell apart entirely the day after they gave me the offer. That's when Doug and Ann were doing it.
Oh, right.
Hey, Delaney. you get something on my top drawer next to the bed, the green thing.
All right, next one.
They want to see it.
Joshua Johnson.
Super chat, raise them up high.
Scott, if you could create your own Power Rangers team from any of the seasons you worked on, who would it be? Ooh, the pressure's on, Scott.
Pressure.
Bulk and Skull.
Yes, that's it?
That's it.
And well, of course, you two.
Oh, good. Thank you.
It'd be a big cast.
That's it. Just 4 Rangers.
The top drawer, next to my bed. Let's see. Well, I still see a lot of Sean Johnson, so I'd have to bring Sean. That cast I liked.
Which cast was that? Which cast?
Lightspeed Rescue. But that's more for friends than it is for, I see them more. Thanks. We'll show you this in a second. Then, I don't know. I mean, you got to have Tommy just because you have to have him, even though he's a Jason Frank. Jason's great. He's a nice guy. I spent a lot of time with him. I was so pissed off at him one day when you guys going to Australia before you guys were on the show. Maybe you were. Either case, he came in my office and he was supposed to do something. And he sat it on my desk and carved his name into the top of my desk and then came to the studio. And then I finished his lines and ran out and went straight down a flight to Australia because that's why I couldn't come after him. Not like I could have done anything, but yeah.
He wanted you to know he had been there.
Yeah. So I was there until we left.
You went to the Bahamas with him, didn't you, for the press junket?
Oh, yeah, with him and David.
Yeah.
They took me there as their guest to go scuba diving with them.
Wow.
And then I had my own suite on the top floor overlooking the Bahamas, that big, Nassau place.
Nice.
For 4 or 5 days. And we went diving a few days. They had to do the junkets and I'd go diving. It was great for me.
Living the life.
It's like, it was wonderful.
Scott, Scott actually helped me get certified as a diver.
I remember that.
Yeah.
We had an episode where we did. That was in preparation for the movie. Yeah,
and I loved it. It was so much fun. But I can't do it anymore. My ears, since I'm an old lady now, my ears just can't do it. I can't clear my ears anymore.
I'm sure I could teach you again.
Oh, well, we're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm not teaching anymore because of my lungs, but I'm still ready to go back in the water again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I taught Rangers from every year. I got deals, I think, starting from that year with the movie.
It's funny, when I shot The Cell, that came in so handy because I had to be constantly using scuba gear when I was doing the drowning scenes. And they were so impressed with me because I knew what I was doing. And I was like, well, I have been diving before.
I couldn't watch that movie.
Yeah. It's my mother. I would send my mother, I'm dying to see you. I'd send her pictures of me looking dead. And she was like, stop it.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was disturbing.
And you were naked in it. I'm like,
yeah.
I wasn't really, though. I had pasties on.
Okay, well, but I know the Serena at that movie, when she was naked the whole time, I couldn't watch that either.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was really naked, like full on. Yeah.
Well, you can watch all of my things because I've never been naked.
Thank God.
Here's something that just made my daughter go find. This is
Ooh.
That's the original Dragon Dagger.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Tommy played it. It's made out of wood. It's really heavy.
Wow.
That's really
cool.
Gosh,
everyone's going to go nuts.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sits on eBay. Next to my bed.
That's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I got from the show, Scott? A beret. That's about it.
I got yellow snakeskin pants. And actually, I got my command.
Oh, yes. We did get our communicators as well. Yeah.
You could have got more, but you left not on the happiest of terms.
No, we did
not.
We did not.
I got in that big fight that one day with Doug. Yeah, it was.
But Doug was
standing up for her sister.
I was standing up for my sister.
What'd you say?
Doug was just doing what he was told to do by somebody else.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. That's the thing. Everyone's jobs were on the line, and I get that now, looking back as an adult. But at the time,
because I remember having lunch with you that day.
I was asked to read with her replacement. I was like, well, you can take that script and put it somewhere else. Let's just put it that way.
That was interesting. I was surprised that they didn't ask me to read with her replacement. Yeah. I guess maybe because they hadn't done the casting yet. Like, I don't know.
Well, she'd been on set.
Well, yeah. Obviously, the person that was replacing me had been on set every day.
For a long time.
They were crazy. When they figured out they could replace the Rangers every year, they went crazy. And just that didn't care.
Yeah. They lost their humanity because it was just very cold the way it all went down.
When the first 3 guys left and they figured out they could replace them without a problem, they were like huge. I mean, you saw some of the big stuff, but I went to the big shows out here, like the Dare show and stuff.
Yeah.
My mind was blown.
Yeah.
All the actors, the superstar kids at that point, were like on working the thing with the Tim Allen show, and they were just freaking out. They could hardly speak them because when the Rangers would walk by.
Wow.
And they're like on huge ABC hit shows.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a different time. And I think when they found out that they could replace people without any consequences, they just
did it.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. It was amazing how the kids accepted the new Rangers. Like that was a big risk. That was a really
Well, I think they found it easier to an extent because new kids, little brothers, would get their own Rangers and not have to take their big brother's Rangers or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And so that was their thinking, and that's what seemed to maybe have worked out.
So when Karen, Johnny, and Steve came on, how did the fandom, from your perspective, was the reaction to that from the fans initially?
It didn't seem to lose a beat.
Really?
I mean, maybe a little bit, but not much.
Wow.
And that was strange because the 3 that left had this manager who was didn't help them, let's put it that way, because they tried to get a piece of the toys. And back to that, they're not going to. First off, Mattel doesn't give up a piece of the toys to Tim Allen or to Tom Hanks, so they're not going to give it up to some new actors on a kids show.
Right.
So they left, and then the management who kind of led them astray. Turns out they run some acting school around the corner from me here, and they wanted me to come teach with them. I go, "Oh, you're those people. Oh, I gotta go. Sorry."
Wow.
You did not help these 3 people. Probably could, to an extent, cause of Tweed dying because when she left the show.
Right.
So, just a weird world.
Yeah.
On that happy note.
On a happy note.
Yes. That's not a happy note, but we have several more super chats for you, and we don't want to keep you past 4, so we're going to get to them. Super chat! Raise them up high! David says, "Hi, Kat, Nakia, and Scott. Scott, David Yost told me that my tone of voice would be good for voiceover. Any starter tips, suggestions, etc. you can give?"
Yes, take some acting classes. First, learn how to act, and then take some voiceover classes. We can give you plenty of different people to go to. There's depending where you live, or now I work with a school called Global Voice Academy (GVA), and you can take classes anywhere around the world. And so take some classes. Yeah. Then once you're good enough through the classes, make sure you're acting first. Excuse me. If you can't act, you can't voice act.
That's so true.
I think a lot of people have the misconception that when you're standing in the booth, you just have to have a great voice. But it's really not. Some of the best actors are voiceover actors, and it's because they're great actors. I mean, look at
Jim Cummings.
Yeah, Jim Cummings. Yeah. The Robin Williams. Oh my gosh, so good. Yeah. Voiceover and as an actor, but you're so right. You really need to be an actor first.
So many people are from the Rangers, with the monsters on the Rangers, are great actors and big time. I hired Bryan Cranston for a couple jobs to be a monster on Power Rangers, and we had all sorts of great people that did really well.
Yeah.
Johnny Bosch is just like kicking butt now as an animation voiceover guy.
Yeah, he's super talented. It's so funny to see Johnny come out like that. Like he's this musician and he's so outgoing and he was so shy on the show,
Have you seen my Johnny Bosch impression from when he started the show?
No.
He just came to America. Johnny, how's it going? How do you like being on the show? Okay. So, did you like going to Australia? everything. I couldn't get him to say more than one word.
That's so true. He's so quiet.
He was, and then he'd always put his head down and then kind of like bring it up. But he was very soft spoken. He was more soft spoken than her.
Way
soft spoken. So true. So true. All right. Super chat with Lucretia. Super chat. Raise them up high.
Hey, I have a BA in audio engineering. Scott, thanks for sharing your knowledge and process with us. What was the hardest and easiest part of Power Ranger recordings?
The hardest was getting the Rangers availability because they're shooting it the whole time. And the show had when we were doing the show, it aired Saturday. So we might not finish till Thursday night or Friday morning if it comes to worse. And it had to air. It had to be done. That's why I said I did some of the Rangers' voices. I didn't do lines usually, but if I had to do a fight scene, it had to be done. So the hardest thing was getting them. Back in the beginning, we were still using 24-track tape that none of you guys even know what it is. And it was more of a struggle. Nowadays, it's so much easier with Pro Tools and whatever. So yeah, the hardest thing was the availability. What was the rest of his question?
Hardest and easiest part. So you answered it.
Easiest part is working with the people. I love that. And right now, a lot of studios, there's a lot of engineering work out there, surprisingly, because it's one of the only things that's still working. Like I'm directing these shows. I have a session in an hour, and I'm doing
that's awesome.
The mic and the screw up, and I just hit the button here, and it talks back and forth around the world.
Wow.
So that's the easy part.
That's awesome.
That's the fun part. And with the Rangers, the fun part with the Rangers is so many great people.
Lucretia, that is a really pretty picture of you, by the way.
Yes.
She looks so pretty. Okay, next one. Super chat with Bolton Biggs. Super chat, raise them up high.
What happened to the old Power Rangers props, like the monster costumes?
They're in his basement.
Do you have other ones?
There's two back there. Those are those two giant spears. I have a few things, but they were given to me. A lot of, the prop guy gives stuff away.
Mark,
my brain's fried today.
That's okay.
I haven't slept for 3 days. I'm worrying about stuff, but good stuff. But a lot of the props I heard, it was funny. When Disney came and picked up all the props, there's a huge place out in the valley in Panorama City or something. And I knew the guy who was in charge of the place, and apparently Disney picked him up, and only half the stuff made it to Disney.
Oh,
wow.
So Disney was going after people for a while because all of a sudden this all started showing up on eBay.
Yeah.
I've kept a few things. I might have 5 or 10 things, but they're given to me and this, whatever. It's kind of my retirement. I'll try and sell it on eBay for $10,000 someday or something.
You got to get JD. Is JDF's signature on that one?
I could get it.
Yes.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, Melissa Flores, who and when we went to Saban that day, they were telling us they were considering at one point, because they have so many costumes and so many props, that they were going to maybe do like a Power Ranger museum, like a traveling Power Ranger museum. But now, Hasbro took over and everything. I don't know what's going on with that. They have containers and containers full of stuff.
It's so much stuff, and most of it's, especially all the rubber stuff, it's probably gone by now.
Yeah, disintegrated. Yeah.
I mean, I had Flabber's nose. The guy from Beetleborgs, he had this big blue.
Yeah.
And it's been in my garage just going. Finally, just broke and fell apart.
That guy, they made him look like Jay Leno. That character.
Yeah, with the nose, the chin.
Yeah.
Never got that, but.
Okay, another super chat.
Juha Bach.
Yes.
Super chat, raise them up high.
In episode 28 of Turbo, after Diva Dog stole the Phantom Ranger's ruby, why did she give it a kiss? Scott?
Come on, Scott. Come up with an answer.
Because she liked the guy who was doing his voice, which was Kerrigan, and she wanted to give him a kiss because she wanted to be on his good side. Because he was also the voice of Goldar.
There we go. Perfect.
Good answer. How many voices did Kerrigan do?
I could look him up, but that's a lot.
Okay. Well, for Power Rangers, how many?
He did. My core people probably did 50 voices each.
Wow.
For years. But of the main ones. And it was kind of funny when we were doing the auditions in the beginning, Barbara Goodson, who was Rita, as you guys know, obviously, she was one of the core people that was great. And these core people would audition and get the parts every time. Well, it still kind of happens because they're good, not because they're being hired. So I started the process of not telling people who the auditions were. I just give them numbers, so number one to whatever, and they still get the parts.
That's great.
Barbara's so talented, and it's amazing that voice that comes out of that tiny little person.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't hurt her, which is mind-boggling.
I know. Yeah. It's amazing. And same Kerrigan, doing that voice for Goldar must have, that would just thrash my voice. But
it was all placement with them.
Yeah.
I talk to Kerrigan all the time still, too.
He's a hoot.
I love Kerrigan. He's nuts.
He is. He's awesome. Okay, now the super chat.
Thomas
Powell.
Super chat. Raise them up high.
Powell.
Did you compose the music for PR? And if you could work with any composer, example John Williams or Hans Zimmer, who would you like to work with?
Those are good. I really like. Okay, let me figure it out. Such that brain damage kicked in today. My favorite composers. I gotta look.
Look at those glasses. I love them.
He's got his sexy librarian glasses.
Ooh. While you're looking that
up, John is great. James Horner, I love. Michael Giacchino, I like. He's the big guy now. James Newton Howard, I love.
Yes.
Those are all great ones.
All good. Yeah.
Did you compose any of the music for Power Rangers?
I have a thing where if I write music, I want to get writer's credit for it.
Yes.
And they didn't do that in Power Rangers till the very end. So Kenny, who did a lot of music for him in the end, he got credit. Wasserman never got any credit that I know of. And he just wrote the theme that made him all the millions of dollars. Because it would piss me off that I'd go to, as a composer, I was an ASCAP composer. There's ASCAP and BMI are the ones who collect the money for royalties. And you'd go to these meetings, and Haim Saban and Shuki Levy were the highest paid composers in the history of television and didn't write any of the music.
Oh, wow.
So I just couldn't write music for him.
Wow.
Which they didn't care. They made the money. They're fine.
Crazy.
They're okay. Don't worry about them, girls. I know you're concerned about them.
My heart is so broken that they got so much money.
I would actually like to see Shuki again. I would. I would be curious how he's doing.
I'm sure.
I think Tony's in touch with him.
What'd you say?
Tony still works with him or is in touch with him, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he still doing producing?
I heard he was doing some other Power Ranger kind of thing.
Really?
The competition kind of thing. But, that toothpaste is out of the gel. The container, you can't push it back in.
Yeah.
And try and find something that sounds just like it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. All right, David Munchin, Super Chat, raise him up high. Scott, do you know of a program that could make my voice sound like a Psycho Ranger?
Yeah. Harmonizer, H3000, that's what we used. And there's a plug-in for it.
Oh.
Eventide Harmonizer, H3000.
Cool.
There you go, David.
There you have it. Now Super Chat, Antonio Lewis. Super Chat, raise him up high. Good evening, ladies, and to you, Scott. Just wanted to update you that my filming equipment is coming along slowly but surely. Saving it can be quite a pain, especially when you're ready to start rolling.
I love that, Antonio, and I recognize Antonio's picture.
Me too.
He has been to Ranger Stop and Pop.
Yes,
he's been to Ranger Stop. He's been to PMC.
He's a super fan.
Yes, thank you so much, and good luck with all of that.
Yes,
that's fantastic.
Yes.
Here in Florida, get a hold of David. From I gotta look things up. My brain's not working, but he's got a big film studio out there. One of the old Rangers, I think from Sean's season. But I'll find it out and then let you know.
He has a movie studio out there. You said. Really?
Wow.
Let me look up cast members real quick.
Wow.
Michael Capon?
Michael Capon, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was Michael.
Michael Capon has a studio in Florida?
Wow.
He says he does.
Wow.
Okay. Antonio Lewis. Super Chat. Raise him up high. The last one.
I'm getting you guys in trouble, huh?
I've already... Sorry.
It's okay. I'll beat I'll stop.
Oh, Kia. Okay. Antonio says, I've already started writing out scripts and I've got a short story plan to my head that I'm anxious to get on to film, edit, do post-production, etc. That's awesome.
Excellent. That's excellent.
Good for you.
Well, make sure.
Are you going to do film or are you going to do video?
Sounds like film.
A film, yeah.
Yeah, a short story. Yeah.
That's expensive.
Oh, Chanzo.
That's expensive.
Yes.
Can you look at the super chat?
I can.
Page? Yeah, just to see.
Yes, of course.
That would be great.
Would be
well,
my
while she's
pleasure.
doing that, I'm going to, because I know it's already past the hour, and we want to get all the questions answered, but I don't want to take up all of your time. So I wanted to see how many we had left of the super chatty chats. Just to make sure. So I have Trixie here looking for
that's me.
that we're looking
Trixie.
for. Yeah.
We
So
have 3 more.
3 more. Are you okay with 3 more?
Yeah, we're good because I want to play some of the voiceover outtakes that I figured I could get away with.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
Chanzo, super chat, raise them up high. Woo, woo, woo. That was crazy. I love the info we get. Why change actors every year when you have actors who are loved and want to work? Fans are happy. Cast is happy. Everyone makes money. Agreed.
Word.
Agreed, Chanzo.
No,
We like you.
For me. I wasn't the producer making those decisions.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
we know.
Mark Davis, super chat, raise them up high.
Good evening, all. Good evening. How was it for Kat coming back to the voice of villain in Forever Red?
Oh.
Is it true there was a cutscene filmed with her and JDF?
Oh, well, yes, Scott called me. You remember that? For Tesla. Yes.
The car?
That's Tesla.
That's where you got the idea for the name of it.
Spelled the same way.
Yes. So, Scott, tell them about that.
Well, I made friends with pretty much everybody, and people who wanted to come back, I'd offer if you want to come back and do a monster voice. And lots of Rangers came back and did, and Brad from VR Troopers came back and did stuff. And so, yeah, I brought you back. I brought anybody who wanted to come back and do it.
I don't recall getting that invitation.
You turned me down.
I don't think so.
Down.
I don't think I would turn that. I think those are lies.
I said the ones I liked.
There we go.
No, that's not true. I don't know why you didn't get offered. It's just whoever happened to be in touch with him. Maybe Kat called me. I said, "You want to do it?" There you go.
I think, and they had originally wanted me to come back. I don't know if it was Forever Red or Dino. What was the one Jason did with Doug and Ann? Dino Fury?
I don't know.
Anyway,
ones I don't remember.
There's too many Dino Fury, Dino Charge, Dino Thunder. Dino Thunder, that's what it was.
Yeah.
How do you know it's not Dino Lightning?
Dino.
Or Dino Wind?
Yeah, well. Dino Rain, Dino Storm.
Dino Poo.
Anyway, they had apparently wanted to bring me back for one of those, and it never happened. So
they they couldn't find any of the Rangers when they were trying to do that. So guess who did it?
Scott.
I gave them all the numbers and names for everybody because they couldn't find them.
Oh. Well,
wow.
Look at you. Look at
there you go.
Oh, and we got 2 more. 2 more.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Super chat.
Super chat D. Super chat D. Okay. Super chat. Raise them up high. D.
Oh, Kia. She needs some coffee.
All right. During the alien. Oh, I read the last one.
You did?
I did.
All right. Well, I'm up then. During the Alien Rangers.
Sorry, we get good.
During the Alien Rangers miniseries, while the Rangers were children, did they allow you guys to take time off before filming Zeo began, or were you guys filming Power Rangers Zeo at the same time? Well, they did. They allowed us to take time off. That was very nice of them because the original cast had been filming pretty much solidly. They did the series, the movie, then back to the series, and so they gave them 2 weeks, and they didn't give me time off though. I came back to do a couple of little guest stars on towards the end of the season. So
I wasn't really in Alien Rangers.
You weren't in Alien Rangers yet.
I had met the Alien Rangers. The little me was in Alien Rangers.
Yeah, it was right. That's because you filmed before. Remember, they transferred you back as she was there. So they were filming the end of Alien Rangers.
Yeah, so I did meet them. I don't know that I was as an adult with them. I can't remember.
You said little you was sweet.
Oh, she was a sweetie pie.
Yeah.
Sweetie pie.
Yeah.
I actually went to her. She asked me to come to her career day, and
you guys did look alike too. Similar.
Similarities, but yeah, she was a sweetie pie. Did you have any time off between Alien Rangers and Zeo? He's like, nah,
nothing.
No, because we had to get them working while it was basically they gave you the time off to have us cover it for the TV series stuff.
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
UDMTT for your question. This is the
Yes.
last question.
one.
Thomas has
Wow.
another one. Super chat, raise him up high. My last question, Scott. You worked with Saban, but who would you like to work with? Example, Tim Burton, Zack Snyder, Nikia Burrise, Catherine Sutherland.
Besides those two, I've been lucky enough to work with everyone. I'd like to work back with Bryan Cranston again. That'd be fun. But I'm good.
Aww.
I've worked with everybody. If people I'm more to the stage where people need my expertise to come help them.
Yeah.
Because I could certainly put stuff together as well as anybody. Then I'm all for it.
Aww. And you wanted to play something for us.
Yes.
We used to play, as you guys remember, probably all sorts of naughty things. I'm not going to play the naughty things, but I'd play headphones to the actors. If they did something right, they'd get a right.
Yep.
We always start the day like this.
Good morning, my friendly bluebird.
Good morning, Becky. How you doing?
Hey, Becky.
Josh Fadonia.
Good morning, Becky.
Yes.
Becky. Good morning, Becky.
Hey, Becky.
Oh, good morning, Becky.
Good morning, Becky.
Good morning, Becky.
Good morning.
Okay, it went on for a while.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And I had the whole thing where I wouldn't have to talk to the actors if I didn't want to. I could just play whichever one of these I wanted to play.
On tape, please.
Late.
Early.
That sucked.
I remember that one.
One more time, please.
There's Harvey,
Hey, you fucked up. Do it again. Playback.
Paul,
Love it, baby.
That was
Twee,
Love you, baby.
Kat.
That was beautiful, baby.
Oh.
Pay attention.
That was Johnny.
Yeah.
Next loop, please.
Well, I'm just glad this is all over with.
Justin. Blake.
That was from a little girl from Beetleborgs.
Oh, I thought it sounded like Blake.
Here's what happens when there's jealousy between the shows.
Whoops.
Stupid fucking Rangers, VR ass waxing command now! Off!
Is that Narby?
That was Brad Hawkins,
Oh, wow.
VR Asswex command. Then we had the time when it was time to leave.
That's all she wrote.
Fuck off. Get out of here. Go away.
So that's the short version of what we could play.
That's the as clean as it gets version, and that you can imagine how explicit it got if that's the clean version.
My favorite one was the one with David Yost, obviously.
Yes.
And he got mad and wouldn't say his line, and I played it for all the Rangers, and everybody answered it back, and it turned into one point. It was like a 3-minute
Yeah, if
play
David's
that we
not,
all did audio.
I'm not doing it and all that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Remember
remember that too. That's funny.
I have that, but I probably shouldn't play that. And then I played it for David. And he goes, "Okay, I was an asshole."
Oh, Scotty, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
It was fun.
We love
you guys.
That was so fun.
Yes, and
Trip down memory lane.
you have a little bit of time between your next session, but thank you so much. We'll
We
have
so
to have you on
appreciate it.
again.
Thank you. We need to get tapes for you guys and send them over to this place because they listen to me whenever I
Yes.
tell them this person was a Power Ranger, because then they would know they were taught well.
Please,
Aw.
we're ready.
We're there for you, darling. We're there.
I know you are. I know you are.
We
We'll
love
do it.
you.
All right, bye.
Thanks. See you later.
Aww.
You know him playing those sounds.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it took me back.
Yeah.
I remember so vividly. That's
That
oh my
sucked.
gosh.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
I think I got that one a lot.
I loved just hearing the good morning. Good morning. Like it, oh my gosh, it put me back on set for that moment. Yeah. And just the really, really great memories. Really great memories. And guys, thank you so much for joining us. February 1st, we are releasing our podcast called Super Chat.
With Kat and Nakia.
Yes, we try to come up with, we really, really thought about different names. And because we created such a hype with Super Chat, with our own dance for Super Chat, and we love the chats that we have, we decided to call our podcast Super Chat with Kat and Nakia.
Because it's also kind of reminiscent of we were superheroes and we like to chat.
Yes.
Super Chat.
That's how we put it all together. I know.
It's genius.
Yes.
It's genius.
Yes. Anyways, our Super Chat channel will have, you'll get a true insight of who we are outside of Power Rangers, as moms, as sisters, as wives,
friends.
Yeah, and how we're, coping with today's times, how we lived in the past, and so much more. So February 1st, we released our very first episode. And for those that are on our Patreon, if you're silver all the way up to platinum, you get the advantage of getting it released to you beforehand, and as well as the video. You'll get to see the footage of us filming it. So
yes, so lots to look forward to. We're really excited for you to hear it. In fact, we were recording today some episodes, so stay tuned, and you can subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you as a member. If you're interested in membership, please visit our page at Patreon/Power Rangers Playback. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
And if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, make sure you tap the notification button. Yes. Some people don't remember to tap the notification button, so therefore you will not be notified when there's a new live chat or a new video, but tap that notification button.
Tap.
All right. Bye.